It's the NBA Finals. You don't need coffee. You don't need any gel in the fro. We're up naturally. Welcome into another episode of Sports Gambling with Moneyline Monaco. I'm your host, Alex Monaco. How we feeling, baby? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You don't like the matchup? Two small markets? Get out of here. This is the two deepest rosters in the game with Rick Carlisle, the Fox in the foxhole, outdancing everyone who he has fenced with all playoffs, going against Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, the OKC Thunder, that apparently cannot be touched. The amount of people on Thunder in 5, Thunder in either gentleman sweep or real Gryffindor Hogwarts sweep, shout out 9 3/4. It's ridiculous. There's no value on the Oklahoma City Thunder. You're stretching, okay? And I've already counterpunched two arguments because everyone is assuming that Lou Dort, Caruso, and the smothering defense led by this Thunder team with the home court output they have is just too much to deal with. It's too much. And here's a car on the lot you don't need, because I am looking and I am absolutely loving the Thunder. Let's just say this out loud, depending on where you shop. The series spread is juiced towards the Thunder way on -2.5 games. -2.5 games. That means 4-1 or 4-0 covers the series spread line. And it's -122 if you like the Thunder. People are out of their gourd. I'm going to lose out on this series on the lily pad I continue to stand on with this Thunder team. They've barely been tested. This is equally as much about the West, ill-prepared, and it's fair. The Thunder have been building culture, building momentum, and peppering in assets even as recent as this offseason with Hartenstein and Caruso. It's just a brilliantly crafted team. I will not sit here, as much as I dislike the Thunder, just overall back to my allegiance with the Lakers. This is ball, baby. You think I like every team? No. Obviously, not emotionally at times when we're betting when necessary like this. But I want you to get a little perspective on the backstory. Do not like the OKC Thunder, never have, never will. Here's the reality. They are still the youngest team in dang near 50 years. It's the late 70s. Bill Walton Blazers will say it a 7th, 8th, 9th time. That's the youngest team median age to win a ring in this league. Let me remind you, Rick Carlisle, once upon a Tinseltown time, ruined the big three down in South Beach's day. They smacked them around, adults in the room, Jake Kidd, Jason the Jet Terry, an unbelievable group of men led by Dirk Nowitzki, and who was at the helm in the early 2010s? Rick Carlisle. This is a guy that's won championships as a player. This is a guy that's seen it all. And the 13-day war approach that he, again, I have to call it down the middle. Can't speak freely on it because I work on MSG. But he outdanced who I love, Tom Tibbs, in an ultimately 13-day war that he explained is a day-by-day process. This is a guy that utilizes his assets and squeezes every ounce out of his roster. What he has done with this team, which, oh, by the way, second thought you have to stir your coffee with. They're 6-2 on the road in the playoffs, people. 6-2. You're not Indiana Pacers. This team does not care who they play, where they play, and what people say about them. I've faded them. I've backed them in the Cleveland series. I props galore, took advantage of the value on the market with a clear, deep bench. But I was a Knicks faithful. I took Knicks plus 610 against the Boston Celtics. You think on the beer pong rebuttal from last year, second round to third round, I'm fading the Knicks at the Garden? They come back in Knicks over Boston fashion, and they never let go. And the Thunder, meanwhile, continue to not have to be tested. They were baby tested till Julius Randle went back to no longer Charizard, he's Charmeleon again. I mean, unbelievable. Honestly, could not have played worse. I don't want to hear any defense for Julius Randle in the third round as he approaches a player option. I digress on that. That was a 2 top 5 defensive game series rather. Chris Finch got put in a certified mixer. He got smoked. Honestly. So this is a top tier coaching matchup, but you have the varsity versus the JV across the board. If you're sitting here and telling me Siakam with a ring in Toronto and Carlisle with rings plural as a coach and a player means Budkiss to Caruso's Mickey Mouse, I'm going to call it continuously for the rest of my life a Mickey Mouse ring during COVID. I will go toe-to-toe with everyone that is the one of one finals. Again, getting off path here, but that's Caruso, and that's the experience, and that's the most on this team you can tell me. Flat out, point blank. The experience goes to the Pacers, a 6-2 team on the road. And again, you got to remind yourself, teams to win at odds of 200 or higher. I mean, we're talking about the 2019 Raptors, which were a humble plus 230. And all the way back to 2004, when you were a real person having real conversations, not buried in a dumb phone, plus 500 Pistons 2004 club, all-time club. Outside of that, 2019 Raptors, 2004 Pistons, it's 66 to win it all. This club, Indiana, before the season pre-flop, and 25-1 to win the East. I mean, we're talking about one of the best ROIs in the history of the sport if they pull this off. I mean, even after the season, before the playoffs, there was ridiculous value. I mean, absolutely incredible. They were 17th on the odds board in the bottom half of the league in terms of winning it all. There were final odds longer than non-playoff teams. I'm talking about the Sixers, the Pelicans. Pelicans were 50-1, Pacers 66-1, and I got people, you've seen it, a couple of viral lads, have the Pacers over 80-1. All right, let's just break it down, though. This is a Thunder team expected to be here, and again, the second sale on the lot, in addition to depth for depth and the Carlisle, truly coach backing, because I'm not quite calling this a Kyle Shanahan is Mark and Andy Reid is Rick, but the experience is not even close. I mean, Rick's playing professional basketball when this guy's learning cursive. So as good as the Thunder are, as foolproof as they are, there's a thought here on the Pacers side to sell you, and that's 6-2 on the road with the star player to Carlisle backing, and the real thing I want you to hear is they're not top heavy, meaning the Thunder take out Anthony Edwards, they frustrate him. Now it's all on Randall. He stops playmaking like round 2, round 1. They're cooked, they're smoked. Conley played with Greg Oden. I mean, this team just wasn't deep enough, and they didn't have the playoff pedigree or the reps to be ready to read and react. This Pacers team has seen it all. This Pacers team got to this spot last year. You want to talk about motivation? This Thunder team before Hartenstein and Caruso lost to a festively plump Luka on the Mavs. Okay? Festively plump. This is a Thunder team not used to being pressed. The only time they were pressed was the Nuggets, who were limping into Game 7, but exposed a little bit of them, meaning they do have some susceptibility when the game gets tight. All I'm saying is Pacers plus 10, and this could be an OKC night Game 1 routing. It could be. But you think I'm going to take minus 9.5, minus 10? You're out of your cohort. I'm taking the plus money. I'm taking the plus money on the entire series. I have, if you can't tell, the Pacers to win the series. They have to pick off and peel off one in OKC. But when they did that, two times, people, in places like Cleveland and New York, you have to seriously understand how impressive and difficult that is to go into Milwaukee and win a game. Go into Cleveland an incredible sports town, an incredible loyal fan base, an unbelievable record at home. And they stole their hearts. They're fearless. They're not top heavy. Back to that point, meaning if Halliburton gets taken out, right? The Caruso on Jokic effect, the number of bodies on Anthony Edwards effect. It's 9-10 deep. Mathurin can go for 20 plus. A guy like Toppin can give you doubles if necessary and double figures at any time. And Neesmith and Nembhard, call it what it is. Give them their flowers. They're true two-way players. So I expect this series to be a lot tighter than intended. I think you have real plus money value on the Pacers plus 2.5. I think you're out of your gourd to think about fading that and just gift wrapping Oklahoma City, the series. This is not the West, dude. I'm out of here because I'm not overselling you. I'm getting this on record. I'm getting out. The Thunder won the West off continuity, people. They went against a team with no coach round one. They went against a team with no coach in round two. And they went against a Timberwolves team that had never played together in the playoffs like that. That core. Just like the Knicks. So continuity and depth are the themes of this finals. But to sit here and not give Indiana their flowers, because if you were looking at it from a Super Bowl perspective, top 5 offense, top 5 defense, well, if Patrick Mahomes is on the other side, take a few Super Bowls back when they did beat 38-35 Philly, the best offense prevailed. This is a series. This is chess, not checkers, but this is Carlisle's approach. So on my way out of here, I just have to remind you, when you're backing the Thunder, you're backing them in a spot they've never been. See, they've slowly been working their way in the West, which is very much like NFL playoff teams. You get to the playoffs, then you win a game, then you come back. Now you're the Lions. Now you have expectations. See, there's no pressure on the Indiana Pacers now. There isn't. Only the pressure they put on themselves. Carlisle already has the wherewithal to sit there and take bulletin board material from the media. It's the same media that told you the Celtics were going to smack around the Knicks. Just remind yourselves, this is the same media on Sunday Night Football that the betting community makes a mockery of. So on my way out, you're back in value across the board. You're back in a team that is incredibly motivated. They have a unbelievable counterpunch to the Thunder. You can't frustrate 10 guys. It's pass the ball around, find the hot hand. Back to the Knicks series. Neesmith game 1 gets hot fourth quarter. It's Siakam game 2 going for over 35. It's just basketball IQ. The guy, Carlisle, is going to be in the coaching conversation as top 10 all time. I'm not kidding. When this series is all but over, I'm getting over 5-1. I'm getting plus 2.5 on the series. It's just starting to get ridiculous. Plus 10. Who are these Thunder? They're a team that has to show me before I just sit here and give it to them. I mean, grown men across the board putting their whole reputations on a team that's never done it. I'm out of here. Don't forget to rate, review. Hug your mothers. We'll see you next show. I got the Pacers in a big way, and I'm not going money line game 1, but they're splitting on their way back to the field house. You better believe it.